Hello and welcome to my program proposal presentation. This is for the Voice Leadership Program, Voice standing for Visionaries of Inclusive Cultural Experiences. Let's get into it. So, for an overview, this program would be a 3 to 4 year leadership program open to all first year and second year students, targeting those who have an interest in diversity, inclusion, social justice, equity, those different types of topics. And essentially, the program would be geared at training the students, giving them leadership experiences, and the attainment of skills that will help them prepare to be advocates for structural social change in various contexts and settings. The background and purpose. Students who push for social change typically are seen as activists and not leaders, and then they end up receiving less leadership support and development from the university generally. And then another issue is that typically student activists in the university work against each other. For example, students put on protests, the university is resistant to change. And this can cause issues within the university that both sides don't really like. So, to solve these issues, the purpose of this program would be to give these students the leadership training development that they deserve, the opportunities they have a right to, just as other students do. Support them just as other student leaders are supported, and also create an avenue for those students to work with the administration in creating change on campus, instead of having these tensions between the two. So, what are the learning and development outcomes? The first one is leadership identity development. Simply, we want the students who participate in the program, upon completion of it, to feel that they are and be observably in the integration and synthesis stage of the leadership identity development model. The second, the skill attainment. We want participants to develop competencies and skills that will not only help them fulfill the responsibilities of any particular role on a team, but also help them enact social change in various contexts throughout the workforce or in life in general. The third, participants will gain a strong understanding of the concept of power, social justice, and oppression within a historical, present, and personal context. Essentially, what this means is we want them to understand the history of power, oppression, social justice, how it relates to our present societal circumstances, and as well as how it relates to their personal experiences and how they personally view those concepts. Finally, campus impact. We want this program to positively impact the campus, ranging from just individual students, organizations, and departments, and the campus at large. We want the efforts of the program to help grow the campus's multicultural awareness and competence. So, what are the programs associated with the actual leadership program? One is a pre-orientation program. This would be where students who are incoming first years to the university, they would be able to sign up, come a week early, get acclimated to the campus, and be led by the leaders within the program in different activities that help them become more aware and become introduced to social justice topics, including bias, identity, cultural awareness, things like that, as well as build camaraderie between them so that they don't feel like they're going into their first year of college alone. Really give them a stable foundation leading into college. The second would be an intergroup dialogue program in which the leaders research different social justice topics and then facilitate dialogues about those topics with really anybody from the campus who wants to come. It would be anywhere from 10 to 20 students or faculty administrators that are able to participate in these programs. But the key part is that they're learning about a new topic and they're able to share their perspectives and experiences about that topic in a safe, brave, controlled environment. The third one is a peer-to-peer training program. This would essentially be a catalog of different trainings, different social justice trainings, such as microaggressions, such as introduction to diversity and inclusion, things that will help introduce student groups on campus to diversity and inclusion and help them put it in a context for their specific department or group's goal that will help them make their programs more inclusive and equitable to the students on campus. So, for example, there may be a training that helps student ambassadors properly advocate different student groups on campus to the prospective students that are coming in, or make different prospective students with different identities feel more welcome to the university. Finally, there'll be a student to administration advocacy program, which is essentially that avenue for students to work with the administration on changing policies and creating programs to make the university more equitable and inclusive, welcoming to all identities. So, what are the different leadership roles and responsibilities? They would be broken down into four different levels, essentially based on how long a student has been in the program. First year students, they'll be developing and executing intergroup dialogue programs, assisting with events put on the department to help them get some event and programming experience, and acting as ambassadors for the university and department at admissions events. Second year students, they would also be continuing that intergroup dialogue program. They will be helping to plan department events to give them a little more robust program planning experience, acting as ambassadors, and also leading the pre-orientation program, and then mentoring the first year students. Third year students, they'll be actually developing and executing the trainings for the different offices and student groups on campus, assisting with the supervision and training of the other leaders within the program to help give them that experience and practice before actually going out into the real campus, real world, and executing these trainings. Mentoring the first and second year leaders as well, and assisting with the planning of the pre-orientation program and other big department events and programs to help give them more program planning and execution experience. And finally, the fourth years, these will be the leaders that are acting as the advocates for the student body on social justice issues, working with the administration to solve different issues, policy changes, general revising, consultation, program adjustment or creation. This will be the main area that the students are working, and really working closely with, being closely mentored by the supervisors of the program. Next, what does the training look like? There are two key components to the training. One, developing key competencies and skills to help these students enact leadership and perform different leadership roles. And then the second will be to help them think critically about power, oppression, and social justice. And this will be done through an intergroup dialogue within the program between the leaders that happens on a consistent basis. So what does it look like? There will be summer trainings These summer trainings will be the final preparation and training for the pre-orientation program, as well as program preparation for the semester. The fall trainings, these would be a robust training helping the students to learn their new role and really giving training and education specific to the role that they're stepping into. The winter training would be program training planning for the second semester, and then the bi-weekly trainings would be those discussions that focus around building multicultural competence, as well as presentation training and facilitation skills, because it's in fact the students who will be assisting and leading those intergroup dialogue discussions. So, what does assessment look like? There'll be 5 key components of this assessment. One would be the climate survey, where the department will work with an upper level administrator within the university and their team to put out a climate survey to the university, assessing, the different feelings around inclusion, acceptance, equitability, and identity within the university, to help assess where the different programs that the Voice is putting on should focus. Then there will be event debriefs to essentially assess if the goals, learning outcomes of the programs were met. Next, there will be one-on-one interviews between the supervisor of the program and the leaders in the program to really help evaluate and assess how the students are feeling about the program, how they're feeling about school in general, if they're getting out of the program, what they really want to get out of it, how we can help them get more out of it, where they are in their leadership, their development, just things in general that will help the supervisor really either course correct or stay the course if needed to fit that student's specific needs. Then just through general observation of the Voice leaders, there will be assessment and evaluation of where they are in their leadership identity, where they are in attaining different skills, competencies, etc. And then finally, there would be an introductory and an exit portion where their leadership identity development is evaluated, as well as their multicultural competence. Students will be introduced to the leadership identity development model, so that they can evaluate for themselves where they are, and then the supervisor can also evaluate where they are when they first start the program and when they leave, to see if we're meeting that threshold of the 6th stage of the leadership identity model. What we can do to help students get there if they're not getting there. And then there will also be a multicultural competence evaluation, which essentially be an essay that students put together based around one of the concepts of social justice, oppression, power, to whichever one they want to do, whichever one resonates with them most, to essentially evaluate how much they have gotten in terms of social justice education out of the program. And that's it. Thank you for listening to the presentation. I hope you enjoyed.